Okay, we're doing day 32. And just to keep things interesting, we're going to do the day 32 worksheet out of order. And one of the reasons is because I'm trying to explain a new concept to you guys that comes in the parts of speech section. And every time I've tried it on my own to explain it, I mess up. And I'm tired of having to delete 6 minutes worth of video. So I'm going to do this part first, and if I mess up, then I'm only deleting a minute or two. So anyways, day 32, go down to parts of speech, nouns. The first thing is a review. A direct object receives the action of the verb. It completes the verb. For example, they played cards. They played what? They played cards. Cards is the direct object. She played soccer. She played what? She played soccer. Soccer completes the verb. It receives the action of the verb played. She played soccer. Soccer is the direct object. All right? But not all sentences are that simple. Sometimes you have sentences that have indirect objects along with the direct objects. You will never have an indirect object without a direct object. You'll never have an indirect object without a direct object, all right? There is a certain word order that always follows in a sentence that has an indirect object. It's always like this: verb, indirect object, direct object. Okay, so let's take a look at the sample sentence they have. Jana gave Marco cologne for his birthday. The subject is Jana, and what is the verb? Gave. Jana gave what? She gave cologne. She didn't give Marco as a gift. She gave cologne as a gift to Marco. The word order: gave, Marco, cologne, gives you the idea that, what we've got going here is a verb, indirect object, direct object. Jana gave what? Jana gave cologne. She gave cologne to who? To Marco. That's how you know that Marco is an indirect object. You can mentally place to or for before an indirect object. Okay, so if you've got a sentence and you've figured out the verb and you figured out the direct object and there's still a word in between the verb and the direct object, chances are really good you're looking at an indirect object. Okay, so now I'm going to give you a sample sentence that's not on the worksheet and see if you can figure it out. Jacob threw Caleb the football. Okay, the subject would be Jacob, and what's Jacob doing? He's throwing. Jacob threw. What did Jacob throw? He didn't throw Caleb, he threw the football. So football would be the direct object. Jacob threw Caleb the football. Caleb is an indirect object. It comes between the verb and the direct object, and you could mentally put to in front of it, and it would still make sense. Jacob threw to Caleb the football. All right, so now let's take a look at the sentence on the handout. The police officer handed the kindergartner a bright sticker. Okay, what is the subject of the sentence? Police officer. What did the police officer do? He handed. What did the police officer hand? Did he hand the kindergartner or did he hand a sticker? He handed a sticker. So sticker is the direct object. But now you've got this word, the kindergartner, in between the verb and the direct object. Kindergartner is the indirect object. The police officer handed to the kindergartner a sticker. All right? So I hope that that makes more sense to you. When you have an indirect object, you're going to have a direct object. The indirect object always comes between the verb and the direct object. Now, if you were very clever, you were listening to me and you're like, I already knew this, and you just copied down all the other answers that you just saw on the board. Hopefully you didn't do that, but you could have. Anyways, Now we're going to do capitalization. All review today. At the Battle of Little Bighorn on Montana's Bighorn River, General George A. Custer was defeated by the Lakota and the Cheyenne. First word in a sentence, capitalized. Battle of Little Bighorn. Everything is capitalized except of. It's the name of a battle. Montana's Bighorn River. Montana is capitalized. It's a state. The B in big, the H in horn, the R in river, because it is the name of a river. The G in general, G in George, A in A, C in Custer is all capitalized because that's his name. And then we have capital L, Lakota, capital C, Cheyenne, because it is the name of a people. Okay? At the Battle of Little Bighorn on Montana's Bighorn River, General George A. Custer was defeated by the Lakota and Cheyenne. Great. Punctuation. Always use a colon with time between the hour and the minute. Their example is 12:15. All right, now for you to punctuate. Dear Kane, rats, I forgot to tell you to meet us at 3:30. Always, Trish. Okay, what do you remember from doing letters? Dear Kane, comma, rats. That's an interjection. Shows emotion, doesn't have to be there. So that would be rats, exclamation point. I forgot to tell you to meet us at 3:30, period. Or it could be an exclamation point. Always, comma, Trish. I don't know if the always is going to stand if she keeps forgetting to tell him to meet. He might be done with her. So Kane, comma, rats, 3:30, period, always. Okay, we already did parts of speech nouns. Now we'll do parts of speech interjections. Circle the interjection. Label the sentence type. Good heavens! Look at this giant worm. Okay? Good heavens is the interjection. Doesn't have to be there, but it is to show emotion. Look at this giant worm. What's at the end of the sentence? An exclamation point. And an exclamation point tells us that this is an exclamatory sentence. Okay? You could also mark it as an imperative sentence because it's a command. They're telling you, look at this giant worm. But the exclamation point at the end tells us it is also exclamatory. Last thing you have is the sentence combining. 3 sentences to combine into one grand sentence. Good luck. God bless you.